Host Wolves on Sunday following that crazy end to Wednesday's Merseyside derby, where Arne was one of 4 men to be shown a red card after the final whistle. The Reds boss has been reflecting on all the drama.
There's an ongoing process now, and I think I have to respect it. We have to respect that, so I can't go into details. So if you specific your question a bit more, maybe I can answer something, but not into the details.
Do you feel because of the handshake then? And was there anything that you directly said to Michael that would have deemed to have been disrespectful?
I think what happened was that the extra time, intentional 5 minutes that were ended up being 8. There happened a lot, and the emotions got the better of me. And if I could do that differently, if I look back at it, I would love to do it differently. I'm hoping to do it differently next time as well. But what has exactly been said or what has happened, I just told you there's an ongoing process, and I don't want to disturb that.
So what are your reflections on your side's overall performance and the result then on Wednesday?
It felt immediately after the referee blew his whistle that we lost 2 points, but during the whole 98 minutes, I didn't feel constantly that we were the ones that were going to win the game. It felt like an equal game, and a draw would have been maybe a fair result. But with us leading after 97 minutes, we were quite close to winning the game. So it felt as if we dropped 2 points. But I think we won a lot Wednesday as well. And what I mean with that is, if I look at the togetherness of the team together with the fans, how much they fought together to get the result over the line. We've been praised so many times this season about how well these players can play, but they showed a different side of themselves Wednesday. In my opinion, also much better than the year before. They were mentally so strong during a game that was played maybe in the most difficult circumstances for them as well. And to stay strong together, to fight so hard, to be mentally so strong, that gives me a lot of confidence for the upcoming 14 games. I already knew how well they can play, but the togetherness they showed during 98 minutes shows me that we are a very difficult team to beat.
Well, given that there are going to be a lot of emotions and emotionally charged games in the title run-in now, are there learnings to take from Wednesday night?
Like I just said, you mean from me or from the players?
The players and the club as a whole. Yeah.
I think the players, I just said, so I can give the same answer again. They really stood up in a positive way for me. So mentally being so strong in those circumstances. If you don't play your best game, and part of our game plan was, of course, to prevent them from playing so many balls into our box. But it's difficult to prevent that if you concede 20 free kicks. So then you just have to act what is their strongest asset, maybe playing the balls in with all these centre backs and full backs coming up. And apart from the first goal that we conceded from a free kick, I think we defended that really well. So players showed that they are more than 11 quality individuals that can play together in ball possession so well. They also showed they have great mentality. Again, in what I've experienced to now, the most difficult circumstances we played until now.
Arne, looking at the big picture, 14 games to go in the Premier League season, does a performance and experience like you had on Wednesday night actually serve to benefit this group going forward, looking at the title run?
Yeah, that's a bit the similar answer that I just gave. Of course, we would have loved to go 9 points up. That would have been probably better than 7. Or not probably, that would have been better than 7. But we take a lot of positives from the game as well, not football-wise. So we didn't play our best game in terms of ball possession. But I have to give credits to David Moyes as well. Since he came in, he's done a tremendous job, and he made it a really hard game for us. But the players stood up, in my opinion, because I did watch the game back last season. I told you in the pre-match conference, press conference, we were mentally much stronger than last season. We went 1-0 down and came back by leading the game till the 97 minutes with 2-1.
Looking ahead to this weekend then, what's the team news heading into Wolves, and what do you expect from Wolves now they've got a different manager and potentially different style?
Yeah, I said second half of the season is always more difficult than the first half for many reasons. Some teams bring new players in, some teams playing longer together, so they are playing better together. Some teams bring new managers in, like Everton, and this manager is at Everton is doing a great job. And the one from Wolves has made them better as well. Although I said back then that Kerry O'Neill has been very, very unlucky, because I think he deserved much more points than he got for several reasons. But the new manager that came in has done a very good job. Got some positive results in. So it's going to be a challenge again on Sunday, but that is normal. Last part of the season in the best league of the world, you can't expect to go out there and have an easy win. So it's always going to be a tough one. But players shown for the whole season that they are ready for tough games.
And what's the team news going into this weekend?
No, we've shown Trent, of course, being able to play. It was the intention to play around half an hour. I think he played somewhere around half an hour. So he will be training with us again. Joe Gomez is out. And Tyler Morton is out. And I think those are the only two, am I right? Yeah, but we were off yesterday, so I don't know exactly the new... Oh, Cody is a bit of a doubt as well. So let's wait how he is today. But I had to take him off because of an injury. Because he got a knock. So let's see how he is today.
Better than when we started. I'm pleased with the work that the players are doing. I think inside the competition is higher in this moment, and this is what we are. Of course, we can increase our level week by week, but I'm happy with the team.
We saw Marshall Venezzi impress on the bench, Blackburn, and Natajigo also in the squad. How are they looking after their first full week with the squad?
Good players. I think they had quality to the team.
And would you expect to see Venezzi making maybe a little bit more of an instant impact than Giga, given that he's a few years older, a bit more experienced?
They are. I think they have the skills, each one in his position, to help the team. We have a good team, and they are players, team players. They are committed, focus on the work, and this is what we need. This kind of player.
Is Giga at 22 someone that you do see bedding in a little bit more slowly though?
It's better to speak a little bit slowly. If not, it's impossible for me to follow you.
Sorry,
Arne Slot has now been charged by the FA alongside his assistant in Sipka Hulshoff and could face a touchline ban. But the drama at the end of that, we have to re-look at it. The late Tarkovsky goal, the fight at the end, it was everything we needed really from the last Merseyside derby at Everton. Wasn't it, Kaz?
I mean, dramatic ending. Everton really pushing for it, and you see him just coming up there. It was an absolute great finish from him on the volley, absolute rocket. And then it's just the scenes after, is it? Like everyone, it was just like it was set up, wasn't it? The script for it to happen, but maybe not this. Obviously, don't want to see it like this, but that is the passion, and that's what we do want to see, the passion. But got a little bit out of control towards the end, obviously.
I couldn't agree more. I was saying to Karen before, I think it's been about 10 years since I've watched the derby and seen that much passion and emotion in it. Of course, I don't think the Corey should do what he did, and I don't think Curtis should have gone over and did what he did. But as for the rest of the game, I think every derby you're meant to see yellow cards because you don't want to lose against your arch rivals.
Did you see on social media that Everton reposted it on request from one of their fans in the comments? They reposted the goal with the Titanic music playing at the end of it?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, I'll send it to you guys in DM, because that goal obviously is what everyone was talking about in the wake of it for the 2-2.
But George, you know what? When I was watching the game, I think at the time Salah scores that goal, it was almost against the run of play. Although Everton weren't creating like chance after chance after chance, I thought Everton were the team that looked like they were going to move on to try and maybe make it 2-1, and it didn't happen. They go down the other end, and as Salah does, he gets that chance, and with his quality and the form that he's in, he puts it in the back of the net. But the desire and the fight, we haven't seen that at Goodison Park for a very long time. To hoof the ball in the box the way he did, because it didn't look like it didn't look like just like a cross. It's like, I'm going to get this in the box, and I know we have big players in there to try and make something happen. And boy, did they.
Yeah, I know a lot of fans would have been cheering it, Arsenal fans as well. That Tarkowski goal, especially because Liverpool would have gone 9 points clear, but then they were 7, as they currently are now. Do you know who missed the goal, though? Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta. Check this out.
I better not tell you the story, what happened.
Go on.
No. It was a funny one. Because I lost connection in that moment. I was watching the iPad and I lost the connection. We didn't know exactly what was going on. So, yeah.
So everyone has connection problems, including Arteta, to miss that, former Everton captain, of course, to miss that Tarkowski goal in the last ever Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. I want to talk more about Liverpool. And like I said, a chance to go 9 points clear. They're only 7 points clear, but still firmly in command.
Yeah, the title in many ways, the position they're in now is still theirs to lose. It's in their hands. And if they keep playing the way they have been, and that's meaning in the fact of even if they're not at their best, they still know how to win games or not to lose games. And I think if they can maintain that, I don't see why it isn't them that takes the title. But 14 games is a lot of games, and it's 7 points in it. You don't necessarily need to lose 3 games. You could draw 3 or 4 of them, and if Arsenal were on form on those days and capitalise, then the gap starts shrinking really, really quickly. So their game this weekend is, for me, in many ways, they have to win it. And the same as Arsenal. Arsenal will be hoping they slip up, but as long as they keep winning, there's nothing anybody else can do about it.
Yeah, absolutely. After 24 games played by everybody, the biggest points difference that's been overhauled is 5. So you'd think that Liverpool would be looking at that number and think they are sitting pretty, but lots still to do, as you mentioned. Playing against a Wolves side that got a win, a much-needed win, because they'd been on a run of 4 defeats in a row, and then they beat Villa.
Yeah, we covered this game, and they were the better team. You know, Villa were lethargic and Wolves are right at it. And look, when they've got a player like Cunha as well, I mean, this was brilliant. I love this. He kind of dropped the shoulder, moved his legs, and boom, clinical finish. That was lovely. But I think Wolves really deserved it. I think, like I said, Villa were tired. But look, I do think Liverpool are a different proposition. I do think you'd expect Liverpool to respond. But it's very rare in a week where Liverpool have lost 2 games. Sorry, not lost 2 games, they haven't won. They lost in the FA Cup and then obviously drew in the derby. So Liverpool do want to kind of reset themselves. Won't be easy against Wolves, but I still think, you know, they'll come out on top. Do my prediction early, Jules.
I was just going to say, we'll get your predictions in just a little bit. But for now, we're going to round up the remaining 3 fixtures.
At full time, and this has come via the Premier League Match Centre platform. So the referee issued second yellow cards and red cards to Curtis Jones and Abdullah Doucouré after an altercation. Following the final whistle, Arne Slot and his assistant Sipka Hulshoff were also shown straight red cards after the final whistle. So that clarifies that. What about what Virgil had to say there, Michael?
Well, yeah, I agree.
There's
with
clear disappointment there, isn't there, that they've dropped points?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, I said before, I don't think Liverpool would have taken a point before the game, of course not. But I don't think it's the worst result in there. It's just the manner of it, you know, conceding so late when you feel as if you've got the 3 points and you feel as if, you know, one hand is on the trophy. To only get 1 point is frustrating, but it's not, as I say, this is one of the toughest games on their fixture list for the remainder of the season. So to come away with a point isn't the worst thing. There's 7 points ahead still in total control. There's average things happening to other people. You know, the news came out from Arsenal that Havertz has torn his hamstring, out for a long period of time. You know, Liverpool are still got a really full, fit squad. They're healthy, they're playing well, they're picking up points. They're still in real command of this league, but just a tinge of the disappointment for tonight.
Considering 10 of the 11 were rested from the FA Cup game against Plymouth for today's game at Goodison, were Liverpool as dominant as you expected them to be?
No, but that didn't surprise me because this game is always very difficult to play in, and quite often the superior team doesn't really, you know, play the football that sometimes they play throughout the season. I thought we have to give credit to David Moyes, the way that he kind of set up this roadblock, shall we say, to slow down those attacks from Liverpool. No one really looked comfortable. I think it was a difficult game for the referee to officiate on. I do feel there was a lot of contact tackles, and it was difficult to run it. Were they fouls? Weren't they fouls? So I could see it kind of like building, couldn't you? You could feel it was bubbling under the surface. Liverpool, though, are really still in a strong position. They play Arsenal on the 10th of May. And there are a dozen games between now and then. Yeah. There are some difficult fixtures, though, for Liverpool that they're going to have to negotiate. So it's not completely done. But we're looking at an Arsenal team that will play Leicester at the weekend, the first kick-off, the early kick-off, with none of the front three available for selection. So Arsenal are doing this, if they can do it, between now and the end of the season with their hands tied behind their back. They haven't got the front players they need, and Liverpool are still really comfortable. So, but as we say, there's difficult fixtures. And Liverpool now will be under a little bit of pressure because of that. You see Villa away, Man City. You know, I know people thinking they're finished. They're not. Newcastle now, quite formidable, even at home. They're difficult games.
Yeah.
So
those games, I mean, including today's game against Everton, that starts a run of 5 Premier League fixtures in 15 days, Michael, as they try and keep the others at arm's length.
As I say, good job. They've got a fully fit squad.
Yeah.
You could say, one or two players have got, but in general, they've been a very, very fit team all season. Arne Slot's had everybody to pick from. So that's good. He managed to rest players at the weekend, even though the result was poor and they're out of a cup competition. It's still given the players a decent rest before they go into this period of time. So, yeah, some tough games ahead, no question about it, but they're in such a better position, I think, mentally, certainly physically, than all of their opponents at the moment. So I still see them, cruising towards the end of the season. They've been there, they've seen it, they've done it before, they're experienced players. There's not many question marks. I mean, the manager is probably the biggest question mark. Yeah. And based on what he's shown this season, you can't really question him either.
They're in an incredible position now. I don't want to say, look, it's theirs to throw away, because you go and earn it and you deserve it if you take it. But, they're in a strong position. They won't have their manager, by the way, in the dugout at the weekend. So there's going to be...
their assistant manager.
They've got no one on the bench. So I'm not sure who's making the decisions at the weekend.
But do you think also last season's experience will stand them in good stead for Liverpool? Because they were in the title race for so long. Yeah. And having won the Carabao Cup, it kind of fell away from Jurgen Klopp in that final season.
It did, but remember, this team has been together for a long period of time. That's their strength, As I say, the one question mark you can have is the manager's never won it. But really, when you tell your players to go out onto the pitch, they've all been there, seen it, done it. They've won everything, everything this game has to, or the majority of them that this game has to offer. So they're experienced. I can't see how they can trip up so badly, especially with everybody falling around them. Now, Arsenal aren't falling around. They're putting in a nice little run at the moment. But in terms of what Martin touched on there, they've got some injuries to big players, to a lot of their front players. And Liverpool just seem to be cruising through. That's a tough game today. A point's not the worst result in the world. It feels bad because they give it away in the last minute. They'll feel bad. The fans all around the world will feel not great. Arsenal fans will be rejoicing tonight. However, when the dust settles in the morning, 7 points clear with a fully fit squad, they're still really in the driving seat.
Are Arsenal fans rejoicing?
10 would have been a lot worse. Do you know, it keeps that little glimmer, the little light, chink of light that you can aim for. I've been in an Arsenal team that was 12 points behind at Christmas against Manchester United, and we sucked them in. We went after them. You can do it. It's about belief. Maybe, tonight that questions the belief a little bit of Liverpool, but they are in the boss position. It's up to them now to trip up. But as I say, I think their most difficult games come in the next 4 or 5 matches. If they win all of those, then I think they'll be champions.
Yeah, so we were having a great camp in Dubai, recharging, training, having some time off and connecting again with nature and a different environment, and then the injury happened in a very unexpected way, certainly. So it's a big blow, obviously, because of the injuries that we have. But fortunately, we've been through a lot this season. We have played without Guy Magalhães, without Saliba, without Ben White all season, Tomiyasu all season, Calafiori 2 months, Merino 2 months, Martin Odegaard 2 months, Bukayo Saka 3 months, Gabriel Jesus, all of them. So that's it. That's the challenge ahead. Love it and look forward, because we are still where we are with all the things that I mentioned, on top of playing 4 times with 10 men, blah, blah, blah. So let's see what the team is made of.
You used the word in there that you love it. I was going to say to you, as a coach, does that get your juices flowing, trying to solve a problem like you decimated up top at the moment?
Yeah, because, well, I don't want to look, I understand the narrative. Any team in this league lose 4 players in the front line like those ones, and I know what the answer is going to be. I don't want to even mention that, because we've been through a lot and we have sustained the level of performances and results till this point. So we are more than capable of doing it, and that's the only thing that we're going to be looking at.
Is anything ruled out? Ethan up top, Raheem up top, Reno up top?
You don't have to be very creative with the options that we have. I'm sure you're going to get it right.
But you did say at some point quite recently that Ethan has it in him to be an out-and-out, up top number 9.
Yeah, the thing is when. I think it's in there. It's more the necessity. It's that a real quality. He's been playing as an attacking midfielder and in the right wing, and I think he's been really good in that position. So that's fine.
And a chance for Raheem to shine, give him a chance to play week in, week out.
Yeah, and for other players as well, and for Leo probably to play in 2 or 3 different positions. So it's between all of us. We have mentioned that many times. Is adding value from different players, probably being a little bit different in when we have to be with adapting to the qualities and the strengths of our players and go for it. The spirit is certainly the same.
With Bukayo, there's been a few headlines. Is he still on the schedule that was set for him? And would you be tempted to try and speed him back because of those problems you got with other injuries? Well,
I don't know. When you have a long-term injury, what is faster? In a 10-day injury, 3 days is a lot because it's 30%. In 3 months, a week probably is not that much, but it's too early. It's in a early stage of the rehab. When we get a little bit closer and he starts to do more demanding and stuff and more load, we will see where he is.
But just to clarify quickly, there's no setback?
No. He's fine.
And just finally on injuries, Ben White back in the squad?
Yeah, Ben has been training more regularly now, so we have to still manage a lot his load, but he's going to be available, yes.
Just moving on, Wednesday night, I don't know whether you saw the match day programme, Everton.
Yeah, a few.
Liverpool. Bit of housery maybe going on there, your goal against Liverpool?
It's probably because it was the last time that Everton beat Liverpool at Goodison, so yeah, good memories. I look young.
You jumped high there.
I was a very powerful player, as you know.
It's a big jump there. Did you jump that high when Everton got that late?
I better not tell you the story, what happened. No. It was a funny one. Because I lost connection in that moment. I was watching the iPad and I lost the connection. We didn't know exactly what was going on. So, yeah, good.
It makes that chance.
That's the beauty of football, that uncertainty and the fact that for everybody, and it's not the first time, for everybody it's really difficult to win matches in this league. That's why always the hope and the ambition is there, because to do it consistently for 10 months is a very, very, very long league.
When I saw that goal, I looked at it back, took it down beautifully, 20 yards out, the right foot, hit it with the right foot, no chance for Pepe Reina.
Yeah.
Looks like you might have an answer to your striker problem.
Yeah.
Get your bits?
I think we'll be in big trouble, my friend.
Just with that points difference now, maybe down for 24 hours to 4 at the weekend, does that lift hopes, particularly after Dubai, last season after Dubai, you had that amazing run, didn't you?
well, when the gap obviously becomes a little bit shorter that you expected, is always really positive. And you need that. At the end is generating momentum, and the next few weeks are going to be critical as well to understand what we're going to, after the international break, where you are with 6-7 weeks to go in the season.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Christy Rye from the Premier League.
Hi.
All clubs deal very differently with injuries, and you said previously it's a really good time for Saka to take a break. Obviously, it'll be good for Kai as well. But as a manager on a daily basis, how do you focus? You have to pay your attention on the next game, on winning, the players that are on the pitch. But how do you make those that are in this period where they do need to focus on themselves still feel included and focused for when they return too?
Well, keeping them as much as possible close to the team and involved, and they are very responsible as well, managing the spirit, the energy of that team and supporting in the best possible way to maintain the standards, to maintain the belief around the team and to be connected, because when you come back, if you've been in the process every single day, I think after it's much better to achieve again the performance level that you need.
And Arsenal are one of the best final third pressing teams in the world. Like Kai, Saka and Martinelli, they're a massive key in you achieving that. Will you try to maintain that by playing players out of position like Rice or Marino, or will you have to change overall the way you typically press as a team?
We will have moments, I think, in relation to the opposition's qualities and the intention that they have, and their availability. Again, hopefully we will be better and better and better in the next few weeks. But for now, always adapt to the qualities of the players.
They had a good weeks of training, so they're back in full training. So all being well today and tomorrow, then they're ready for selection.
Any other issues? Anybody out or in?
No other news on that.
We'll look at, I guess, a sense of injustice from that game at Manchester United. But were there some positives to take from it as well that can give you some confidence coming into this weekend?
Yes, because I think the performance deserved going into extra time, and I felt we were in the game. We were solid. We did really well at Old Trafford. Also, the way we defended and tried to put United under pressure. Also, where we had to sit a little bit deeper when they came a little bit more aggressive in the second half. We looked very solid, scored a good goal. So there's lots of things to build on. It's what we wanted. We wanted the reaction after the Everton game. We did it. Unfortunately, it ended with the mistake of the referees. But what can you do?
They can sign free agents. How's Ian Wright doing?
I think he would come out of retirement. Just to put that shirt on one more time.
100%.
Yeah, just even for like 5 minutes, I think he would pop out just to get changed. And just try and look the part with his shirt tucked in and all that.
So last season, they went to Dubai and came back with goals. This season, they've gone to Dubai and come back minus a goal scorer. That is huge trouble for Arsenal. There's no Kai Havertz, there's no Saka, there's no Martinelli, there's no Jesus.
Going to have to turn to the Wonder Kids. It's an opportunity now, isn't it? For the youngsters to be given that chance, or maybe Sterling as well, Trossard. They'll have to step up some of the senior ones. But when Aries, he's had his features and he's an absolute threat. Big fan of his. Like Mikel Arteta says, he's got to problem solve now and give other players the opportunity. But certainly not ideal. And again, 3 hamstring injuries to your 3 striking players. That is also a little bit of a worry and something maybe to investigate for the club.
Definitely, I would think so. What do you think about the options up front and who they could possibly use to plug that gap? The gaps, actually.
Well, they play really with a false 9 anyway. So, from what I see, if there's anyone to play there, I think Sterling's done it a few times at City. I would put him there. I feel like it'll be good for him. He needs a run of games, which he hasn't got. Wingers, I feel like, to get up to steam and to get to that level you want them to get to, normally come with a run of games, and their confidence builds up from there. So I think for Raheem, this is that time now. And I think Nwaneri, I think he's a fantastic player, but honestly, I'm a Lewis Skelly fan, man. The kid is unbelievable. I'll go as far as say he's probably the best, not even an actual left back, but he's the best person I've seen at left back since Ashley Cole.
big chops as well. Like, honestly, what happened in the Manchester City game, I know you wouldn't want to talk about it, but the nerve on that kid, man.
I just like his gamesmanship, banter.
Yeah.
If you give it, you got to take it. And he gave it back.
Did it against Spurs as well, didn't
he? I like that confidence, that little bit of arrogance. I think you need that as a kid coming through in this day and age, because footballers run a lot on confidence. And if you have that little bit of arrogance, I think that keeps your confidence at a certain level for me.
What do you think Leicester will be thinking, looking at Arsenal's injury concerns, their worries, who's going to get the goals for them, and Leicester in trouble, needing that victory?
Yeah, they massively need the victory, but I think all the pressure will be on Arsenal, and they'll probably be thinking, I hope they underestimate us. And we've seen, they played United in the Cup, didn't they, where they pushed them, and I know it's United, but there's elements where they do play well and they do have periods and they do surprise you. So I think, look, the pressure is on Arsenal, there's an expectation, but certainly as underdogs, you go into it, nothing to lose, go at them and put them under pressure.
And now for Karen Carney's favourite part of Team Talks, it's prediction time. Good news, though, you only have to predict 9 games. Because, Brighton-Chelsea 3-0, I'll give you that scoreline for free. Are we ready? Okay, let's start with the early game on Saturday, Leicester-Arsenal. Kaz, you can go first.
Arsenal 1-0.
Arsenal 2.
Villa-Ipswich.
Is Villa 3-0, I'd say.
Do we have to give the scoreline, just the win?
You can say a winner. You can do whatever you want. Fulham-Forest.
Ooh, I think this will be tough, 2-2.
I'm calling draw as well.
2-2, more goals, less goals?
That part I'm not sure. I'm going to stick with a draw.
Okay, fair enough.
You sit on the fence.
Yeah, well, he's given us the score. Yeah, he's given us half. City-Newcastle.
Draw as well, I think.
I was going to go Newcastle, but they're at home. No, I'm going to go a bit rogue. Newcastle win.
Big win or close?
Close.
Okay.
Behave yourself, Kaz.
I'm just doing it to wind you up.
Southampton-Bournemouth.
Bournemouth win.
3-0.
2-1.
Okay. West Ham-Brentford.
Brentford, I think. Brentford.
Draw.
Okay. Palace-Everton.
Draw again. I am going to just sit on the fence tonight.
Everton 2-1.
Okay, I like that you've given us goals. I'm going to that game. What about Liverpool-Wolves?
Liverpool win.
Is Arne Slot on the bench or is he in the stand?
Don't know, is Arne Slot on the bench or the stand?
Then he
What
got
does it
sent
matter?
off. Could change the way they play.
Okay, he's not on the bench.
Draw.
Tottenham versus Man United.
3-3.
3-3. Man United win.
Close.
I don't know. I just have a gut feeling Man United. I don't know.
Which is at the
We're
game.
the worst at this, aren't we? Are we quite difficult?
I'm terrible
for you?
at predictions.
No, I'm worse. I admire
Will this be
that you
edited
guys-
out of the show?
No, they're going to post this
Speak
worldwide.
for yourself. I named some scorelines.
Oh, well done. Self-praise.
Which game are you most looking forward to this weekend?
Tottenham Man United, to be fair. I think because, I just don't know. I just think 2 teams really need that win.
Yeah. Sam?
Yes, the same.
I think it's going to be absolute chaos.
I'm just
the way,
copying Karen.
Just the way we like it. Okay.